What is up, guys? And today I'm going to tell you or share with you this recipe of mine. It is probably, in my opinion, the easiest recipe ever for sugar cookies. And you're only gonna need 3 ingredients, and these are all ingredients that you might have on hand, probably 100%. And the hardest one to find in this recipe is some sweetened condensed milk. And of course, you can buy this anywhere actually, so yeah. Then you're gonna need some milk, I'm having mine right here, and some all purpose flour. So now you're going, because as you can see, this bowl is a really tiny bowl, so I'm going with the tiny amount of mixture, but if you want to, you can of course just double it or something like that. Do whatever you want to. But for each sugar cookies, we're going to use one 40 grams package or whatever, canister of sweetened condensed milk. So let's just peel it off right here. This is just the one that I found in the local supermarket, nothing special. And you're gonna pour it down. Be sure that it is cold. And you might want to use a spoon to help you. And this recipe does not require any fancy utensils or tools like, the whisk or a spatula or anything. Nope, you don't need it. Just need a normal spoon. Even a teaspoon works. So here's what I'm doing. Just sort of scrape it all down, and also on the top right here. Be sure not to waste any of your ingredients. Okay, so once you've gotten your sweetened condensed milk in there, let me just sort of move this away. You're going to add half a tablespoon, right here, half a tablespoon of milk. This is just regular milk you can find anywhere. I have this sort of, well, I don't know what it is. This is not really like milk minus sort of nutrition drink, but it's kind of like milk. It's like the nutrition drink that is from rice crops, but of course you can use milk. And be sure that it is unsweetened milk, because the sweetened condensed milk is already sweetened. Kind of sounds weird, but yes. And you're going to mix it up. Here you have a better look at it. And just take your time and be sure that it is fully incorporated. Once you've hidden this sort of thick liquid consistency, you're going to add in 5 tablespoons of flour. I know this sounds kind of crazy because I don't have any sort of cups to measure, so I used my tablespoon as the highest measurement. So let's just add in exactly 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And because this is all-purpose flour, it will be way easier for you to find. So let's mix it. Of course, I'm not saying this is the easiest way of making sugar cookies, but from scratch, or from, well, sweetened condensed milk, yeah, I guess it's from scratch, then this is probably the easiest one, because other than this one, you can also use the pre-mixed mixture so that you don't have to measure anything. But hey, we're doing this like the easiest way that you can do it at home. You don't have to go and buy a lot of things, so this is probably the easiest one. And it's going to be a pretty thick mixture, but that is good, no worries. It's going to be denser and denser as you mix it. And you will love it when you mix it. It feels really good. Be sure to tap your bowl down to get all the flours in the side. To get down it from it. And it will have some lumps when you mix it all at a time like this. But if you want to, you can add each spoon at a time and just gradually mix it in. That will give it less lumps. But hey, it still looks smooth, right? So no worries on that. You can just dump the whole thing in. And it's getting pretty hard mix. But that is a perfect one. And I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but this is more like in the yellow side than in the tan side. So let me just sort of change the lighting. I hope it is better now. Well, it's still kind of lighter than the original color, but yes, that is pretty close. So yeah. Just look at this. Beautiful. So I have here a silicone mold. I actually used the heart-shaped mold in the last episode, but this time I only got this mold, so I'm just gonna go with it. And it's like a, what is it called? Pudding mold? But hey, who cares? Whichever kind of molds that you have on hand, you're just gonna use it. Just pour the whole thing in. I think if it's not pudding, it would kind of look like a donut with a hole in the middle. But hey, who knows? Just pour the whole thing in. See, it's not a liquidy texture, so you have to work on it a little bit. But this time you can use a spatula if you want to, but I'm just going to stick with the easiest one so that you guys can follow. I'm just going to use a spoon. And yeah, we'll still have some extra. You can also use your silicone mold to put down all of it. Oops. Okay, once you're done, go ahead and tap this. Take your time, tap it, jiggle it, do all sorts of things that you can do to make it release all of its air bubbles. Oops, that's a little mistake right there. And once you're done with it, you are going to put this into the microwave for 180 degrees Celsius for in the oven, of course, for 30 minutes, and I'll be back.